Hey you guys, and welcome to the first video for the Hotglued Together channel. Today we're going to be making those little finger ball hangy-do hickey thingies that Sugar from Off wears in your battle with her when you first see her, or when you only see her. You only see her once. Anyway, we're going to be making those in preparation for a Sugar cosplay, which I'm going to be building from scratch and recording on this channel, but this is what I have at the moment. Next video will probably be her jacket, but this video is all about the little weapon thingies that she has on her hands. So what you're going to need are your basic things, such as scissors, a pen, brushes, a glue gun, because this is a no-sew tutorial, and basically I'm lazy today, so we're just going to be using a glue gun, which will work just as well for these props. The other things you're going to need will be 4 little styrofoam balls. I got these from Joann's. They were in a 12-pack. Some white fabric, which is left over from my crafting hoard, black elastic, and this is a 1/4 inch braided elastic. And you don't need it to be big or super strong or anything. They're just styrofoam balls hanging off of your fingers, and these are going to wrap around your fingers so you can slide them on and off easily. You're also going to need some of this, which is I got this from the jewelry section of Joann's, and it is silky cord, and they had a few different types. There's leather cord if you don't want the strings to be visible. I want them to be visible, so I used some cord from the jewelry section. And if you don't want them to be visible, you can always stick a needle through the styrofoam ball and some black thread or white thread, or use fishing line. There's a lot of different options. I just happen to want them to be visible, and that's what I'm going with. And then finally, you're going to need some black fabric paint. This is Puffy 3D paint, some brand I got from Walmart in the craft section. They've always got fabric paint, and that's what I always use. But this is to paint the design on to the finished product, and you can feel free to design your own. The materials are out of the way, so let's get started. What I've got here is a piece of paper with my design on it. I'm going for a piece of candy since her name is Sugar, and these are just the eyes that I've drawn out. One is sad, one's more angry. What you want to do here is you take your styrofoam ball and you wrap it in the cloth. Then you grab yourself a pen, wherever that may be, and you mark out where it is. Just roll the ball until the outer edge of the fabric's disappeared, and then mark it. Here's the mark that we've made, this little black dot on the fabric. And this is how wide it's going to be when you roll up the ball back in this fabric later. We're going to add 1 inch on each side. Now what I've measured here for mine is 5 inches down, which is going to be the width. And then we add 1 inch on both sides, so that would be 7. Now here is my pattern that I've traced out and cut. Lay it on the piece of fabric that you've gotten and trace all the way around the edges. And you're going to want to make 4 of these. Once that's done, you take your fabric and you just glue along the edges on one side. And then you repeat on the other edge. Once that's been done, you take your ball, and don't do what Past Me did and just stick it in there. Put a dot of glue on the bottom first, and then roll it up. Once your ball is rolled up in the cloth, take another dot of glue, lay it down, and then roll the ball back on top of it, out of frame, of course, nice going, and then it'll stay closed. Then what you do is, to close it off, you put a dot of glue on each corner, and then you repeat this process to the rest of your sugar weapons. Once you have all 4 of your little ball tube things, pull off any glue strings, and then get out whatever you may be using to attach them from the elastic rings we'll be making later, and the ball. Oh, it's so silky and soft. Now you just have to find the beginning of the... Yeah, no, it's not there. No. It's not that hard. Come on, there you go. Alright. You twist up on either side until it's nice and tight against the styrofoam. Then you take a piece of your string, whatever you're using to hang it, and tie it around the edge. You can also use little rainbow loom bands or elastic hair ties, anything to keep this shut and closed. You want it tight and strong, and you want it to stay closed. Otherwise, it's going to unravel, and you don't want that in the middle of a con. Now if you've tied it, put a little dot of glue on each knot to keep it from coming undone. The next step is to take your piece of elastic and wrap it around your finger. Keep an eye on where it ends and cut it so that there's a little bit of overlap. You want the overlap so that when you glue it, it won't be too small for your fingers. So cut it a little bit bigger than what you need, and then retest the fit. Slide it off, take a look at it, and then put a little dot of glue right there at the edge of one of the pieces, one of the ends. Then fold over the opposite end and touch it down. And be careful because it's very easy to burn yourself. So what I did was I tapped it down with my scissors, and then once it had cooled down more, I pinched it together with my fingers. This next step is as easy as it gets. Take your scissors, open them up, and poke a hole right in the top, or wherever you think would be a good spot. Later on, we're going to fill it up with glue and stick the end of the string in. Now take your string and measure it out, and cut it a little bit longer than what you really need, so that when you tie the other end onto the elastic band, it's going to stay, and it won't be too short. An easy way to get the same length for all your strings is to just cut them out side by side. Now take your elastic band that you made earlier and tie one of the ends of the string onto the elastic band. Then once the knot is tied, glue it down. Again, you don't want it unraveling in the middle of a convention.
Now find something small, and it doesn't have to be sharp, but I used a sewing pin, and take your glue and put some in the hole that you've punctured into your styrofoam ball earlier. It doesn't have to be exact and completely fill up the hole, just put some on top. Then what you want to do is you take the other end of your string that's not tied to the band and you slip it into the hole. And if you're having a little trouble, maybe the string is too thin or it's a little too big, use the small object that you found earlier and push the string into the hole. And then it should hang like this, and just repeat the process to the rest of them. What I'm doing here is I'm sketching out my design onto the little styrofoam balls before I put on fabric paint. This way I have a guideline to follow and I'm less likely to mess up.
That's all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and I hope it was helpful. Bye-bye!